Welcome to Tings Invest. We talk about investing, finance, and professional development. So current time of 9:30 a.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum could trade $3,230, about 1.21% so far. As you can see, with respect to over crypto market, we are relatively flat, with some altcoin a little bit more downward than others, but across the spectrum, I would say we're up approximately about 1.5% if you stretched it out. In respect to Ethereum this morning, we are levitating above the 3158. As you saw from my videos, I would say yesterday and the day before, we are contemplating on two patterns right now, right? We ideally do not hope that we will see a head and shoulder pattern, which seems like we're forming, right? With the head, with the shoulder. And this seems like another one that we're about to be forming. A positive side of the spectrum will be hoping for a cup and handle, right, which allow this to consolidate. So you have like the bottom of the bowl, right, and then subsequently you scoop up, right, you have the cup, right, which you have the rim of the cup on top when we meet at the 3475 again, and then dip down at the 3350 and then scoop up. That is called the cup and handle, which is a positive signal, driving more buying pressure. And with the current setup, looking at the RSI right now, you can see that we bounce back up with a W shape. At the same time, the curvature on the MACD front seems, like it's, the negative apex has already been pretty much baked in. And at the same time, the 3158 is a very substantive level. So would I be buying at this level? I would say so. 3158 is a very good level. Despite the benefit of doubt that we are like $50 above it, this seems like a good pattern that we're forming. Okay. But if we see that we have a pump up coming all the way 3,400, let's just say, and you give up, you start to see that we break below back to the 3350, I would suggest get out, because that's a negative pattern, and that means we're in for more negative pressure coming down to below 3158 if we crack that level, which is very possible, and linger around 3050, but that's not a real level, and then subsequently retest the 2853 and possibly even retest 2621. So that's a relatively alarming thing. Basically, we give all the gains back to where we were before, prior to the run-up. Okay, so definitely be cautious. I'm not trying to scare you, but that's just something that we also want to be aware of, right? And also a reminder, one of my good friends on Patreon told me, several of my friends actually said that there are people creating WhatsApp, like even have phone numbers, like in the spam messages, in the comment section below, pretending to be me, reaching out to people to give financial advice. Again, with respect to my only form of contact or communication is, via selective, YouTube comments, you will see that my logo, and also if you click on it, you see that I have, a certain amount of subscribers, and I am checked off, verified by YouTube. And also at the same time with my Patreon, which is my official way of communicating, right? So I do not have WhatsApp. I don't have Instagram that I talk to people. I don't have a Discord. I definitely do not just show people my number. So definitely be careful. Just a reminder. Respect to Bitcoin, we're seeing more sell-off right now with the 44 out of 70. So this seems like a relatively interesting level to buy. Again, right, this is a very logical thing that we're seeing right now. The pressure is still negative, but it's great that we're bouncing around 42 right now. So we're in the between levels, right? The 42,500 is a level of consolidation based on the previous meetup. Coming down to 40 will be possible, right? But I would give that maybe 25% probability that we'll go back to like 40. But right now, I would say around 41, 42,000 is going to be a rebound from here. So Bitcoin is not terrible in terms of buying right now. Ethereum Classic is interesting. It's bouncing from 50 2.65, which is makes sense because 50 is a neutral level. Right now, let's try to linger on, obviously, but we're levitating right now. We're not. This is air, right? So do we think we can keep going, right? Sustain above the 38.26. If we don't, you have another crash down 34, another crash down to 28. So it's a relatively large sleep down. So Ethereum Classic, I'll probably just wait and look at it first before like diving into it. Dogecoin looks crazy, right? You could see that big pump and big dump. Def cross is here. RSI is depleted at the neutral level, makes sense. But I would not touch this until like 1160 all the way to like 1066, Cardano is up about 1.63%. Let me go Cardano, 162. So we are at the 102, exactly what we talked about. Not the most ideal level. We are still bearish across the spectrum, but we know we're going to bounce at 102 because it's a relatively substantive level. First, it's a flat number, $1. Secondly, it's a historical level that we tested prior. But if we crack the $1, you have a long way to go, right? Coming down to 91, coming down to 80, so be careful with this one. XRP is XRP looks crazy. You see this? I think it's probably a glitch. A lot of whale manipulations going on. 69 to 57 would be where I ideally place my bet. Anywhere from 62 to 57 would be where I would personally feel comfortable buying in. Polkadot's down about 0.56%. I like anywhere from basically 16 all the way to 1406 from here. We are at the 45 out of 70, so not terrible in terms of buying right now. Yeah. Algorand's up about 0.5%. 75 to 67. You could see that we have a W shape, so I think Algorand, the bottom is pretty much in because of the strong resistance level that we have formed at 30 out of 70, so not terrible. Algorand. Shiba Inu up about 1.5%. Again, right, 2100, 1400 to 900 from here. Polygon up about 2%, 143 to 120. AVAX 59 to 50 would be where I would even be placing at. I think this seems like a head and shoulder. Head, shoulder, this is another shoulder. So if we crack this, right, and you do not get above to like 103 or 103 again, you just halfway at 93, 91, you gotta be in for more of a sell-off coming. Luna seems like it's forming another head and shoulder too. A head, shoulder, shoulder. If we get up and you only get up to 109, you gotta sell back down to normal, back to where you were before, and give up all the gains that you had before. And the gains that you got before coming down will be 62, 52 to 45 from here. Okay. Appreciate you for joining me this Saturday morning. And again, the spam messages are getting out of hand. And these robots or actual scammers, which they work in teams, try to make conversations that seems like it's real, but obviously, with our logical mindsets that we all collectively have, we can see right through it. But yeah, appreciate you, and let me know if you have any questions, and take care. Bye.